This is the motor that I'm going to use, Zenoah 38, and my friend Steve Holland is going to see to it that I do this correctly. Okay.
It's all primed, ready to go.
Okay. Can I do this?
Yep. Honestly, that was the first start.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you will also notice that one of us didn't spill our tea down our t-shirt.
Oops.
Come on, back off. I say, old chap, you nearly got my nose.
I know.
Please.
There's a little bit more oil in this than would be.
Don't worry.
Huh?
Not that much difference. Actually, having a little bit of extra oil in it makes it run leaner.
Ah.
Do you believe that's a good one?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here is the motor fitted. Steve Holland helped me yesterday evening to fit the motor. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera to record what we did, but it was simply that we mounted the motor on the firewall using the supplied bolts that came with the kit, and then in order to make the transition from a front back movement to an up down movement, we fitted this cross here, or bell crank, and to fit it to the motor we had to remove this plug, drill it with 2.5 millimeters, and then tap it with a 3 millimeter die. That allowed us to put a 3 millimeter bolt through the bell crank, and now when the servo pulls on this, the rod goes down and opens the carburetor, and conversely when it pushes out it closes. The fuel tubing comes out here through a 6mm hole, and the other two, which I haven't yet fitted through the firewall, will come out through a couple of holes on the other side that go down to the bottom and be ready to be used to fill the tank. The tank is in here, and it is held in place with a couple of Velcro straps. The next thing that we're going to do is to fit this enormous cowling on, and it's quite obvious that a few things will have to be removed from the cowling in order to fit it on, and this will be our next job. Now I'm going to start fitting the cowl, and first I want to know the dimensions, that is from the table up to here, and I can use something like this, and it's 17 centimeters. Measuring from the firewall to where the propeller sits is also 17 centimeters. So if I mount the cowling 1 centimeter up here, I have 1 centimeter of clearance on the cowling. Now I'm going to mark the fuselage for 1 centimeter and maybe put a little bit of tape down so that I know how far I can push the cowling. Now I'm going to put some pieces of paper down on the side and bottom of the fuse to show me where things are that stick out. Now I know that when I take the motor off, put the cowling on and put this piece of paper down like this, I can mark the cowling through that hole and then cut it away, and I know this is going to be the exact hole I need to take to clear the carburetor. Now I have to do the same on the bottom. just going to stick that up here to keep it there. To fasten the cowling onto the model, you get 4 little screws, but I'm going to use this kind of screw that I've got, and to put that in I've marked 2 places, and I'm going to put 2 other places on the other side and maybe one in the middle later. But for now, I just want to drill and screw in these 2. Now the cowling is sitting there pretty well stuck on, and now I just pull the paper up like this, and that shows me where I can cut. So I just mark it with a pen. So this is the part I need to remove. Here is the cowling ready to be cut. I've also marked where the motor sticks out in front. And to cut things like this, you can use various tools, but I'm going to begin with this kind of hand tool and a cut-off wheel that I bought on the internet. When you cut with something like this, you generate a lot of fiberglass dust, and I have this mask, this dust mask, to protect me, and because my hands are a little sensitive to fiberglass, I also wear rubber gloves. Before I do anything else, I'm going to use the vacuum and clean up a little bit.
And here we have the Sky 120 with the Zenoah 38 and a B&B muffler fitted. Note that it's been neatly cut out around the motor. Still some pen lines to remove, but there's wiggle room. There's room for it to wiggle without it touching. It's mounted by 4 self-tapping screws going through the bulkhead, and there's plenty of cutout room around here. Very important with the Zenoah and the T-bar main needle to remember to leave enough room for the main needle to go round. And everything else is as per.